What's going on, everyone? What is poppin'? We are here today with week 4 of the GBA. You already know who it is, coach of the Chim Chargers, taking on my boy Nexus this week, who is the coach of the Pittsburgh Pichus, and his squad that he's bringing consists of Zoroark, Mega Venusaur, Mimikyu, Buzzwole, Celesteela, and Zygarde. 100% Zygarde complete, father form, whatever you want to call it. It's here. So, of course, the team that we're bringing is going to be a bit different, as you can see. Our trades have gone into effect. So if you guys remember, I did explain that I traded away Ho-Oh, Haxorus, and Smeargle, and I obtained Lugia, Empoleon, and Umbreon. So I didn't bring Umbreon this time, but I did bring Lugia and Empoleon. So I'm excited to use those mons for this week to debut our sort of fresh new teams. Kind of start to this week, I guess. And let's just go over the team that I brought here. So I'm bringing Raikou, which is actually going to be a Combine 3 attack set with Z-Move Extra Sensory. And that is going to be able to help us deal with the Mega Venusaur, I feel, in this matchup. I also have Mega Diancie, which is also running Combine. So this is a Combine Mega Diancie set, which does contain Psychic, so that it can also deal with Mega Venusaur to an extent. Lugia, which is of course going to be the new mon. It's a bulky, fat set with Ice Beam, so it can really chip stuff down. And Ice Beam really helps us out a lot versus Zygarde complete form. We have Giratina Origin, which is thankfully not running Defog this time. It is going to be a sub-CM set, which I think can really sort of take advantage of his team due to him having sort of bulkier mons like Celesteela and Mega Venusaur, which it can easily sub behind and not get broken. We also have an AV Muck, which is a bit Fizz Def. I did invest in a bit of Fizz Def so that it can also help me with Mimikyu. But it's a really nice sponge to some of his special attackers like Venusaur and stuff, maybe a special Celesteela, but also helping us, and I guess also Zoroark, and also helping us deal with maybe Mimikyu as well. And then finally Empoleon, which is there for the purpose of rocks and defog. It is the best defogger, nicknamed Impressive, or Impressive I should say. And yeah, it's going to be the squad. So I guess going over the game plan that I have in mind, his potential stealth rockers are nothing. He didn't bring any stealth rockers, so that's nice. I think he had a Uxie on his overall roster, but he didn't decide to bring that. So Lugia doesn't have to worry about getting multi-scale broken, which is perfectly fine. But he does have a lot of threats. He has Mimikyu as a threat, Zygarde as a threat, Celesteela potentially. It could be fat though. Buzzwole is a difficult mon to switch into certain times because of the fact that it has a great amount of coverage. So we got to play around that a bit. And Zoroark, which can definitely play some mind games. But my overall game plan was to lead with Raikou. The reason is because Raikou lead can easily set up Combine on everything except for the Zygarde. And his initial reaction might be to go into Venusaur thinking that it can wall the Thunderbolt and the HP Ice due to Thick Fat. However, the extra sensory I think will really catch him off guard, especially since it is a Z-Mon for the team. I could possibly get up rocks with Empoleon throughout the game, and I think my biggest win cons are going to be the Raikou, potentially, as well as the Giratina Origin I think can set up on a lot of his team. And as long as we get rid of the Mimikyu, I think we'll be pretty good to go in this match. And I feel like we have a lot of great options for our team. And let's just get right into it. So let's go ahead and start this match. I'll show you guys how it goes. So week 4 of the GBA, let's see how we can do. Up against my boy Nexus, he's going to be challenging me, and this may or may not be his first mistake. So let's see what happens. He leads with the Zygarde, I lead with the Raikou. Or is it really Zygarde? It could be Zoroark. Well, let's find out. I decide here just to stay in turn 1 on the Zygarde as he actually goes for U-turn, revealing that he's indeed Scarf Zoroark. Switching out here into his Mega Venusaur as I just decided straight up Combine turn 1. It could have been a Zygarde, but I called a bluff. I knew that it was going to be a Zoroark. I Combined it right in front of it. And then he brings in Venusaur, right? Perfect for us because he's going to go ahead and stay in and Mega Evolve while we get to fire off the Psyche MZ, the Shattered Psyche, Z-Move Extra Sensory here with the +1 Combined. Let's go ahead and try to knock this thing out real quick here. Shattered Psyche is going to be able to do a lot of damage to this Mega Venusaur, as you can see. It's going to not be able to knock it out though. It lives on a sliver. I think it was a roll. It must have been. But this Earthquake knocks me out because he got a critical hit. So you already know we're out here getting hacks once again in the GBA. That's it. That's the story of the GBA right here. But let's see if we can play around that. He's going to switch out of Mega Venusaur to preserve it, maybe to try to heal up later on. As I bring in Lugia and go right for the Ice Beam to try to pick it off. But he goes Celesteela. This thing kind of walls my Lugia, so I definitely don't want to stay in on Celesteela. And so he goes for the Leech Seed on my Empoleon. Didn't really want to create a kind of stall war at that point in time. Maybe save it for later if I have to. But I went Empoleon here so that I could potentially get up rocks, but I do expect him to want to go back into Mega Venusaur to try to get a heal off, maybe like a synthesis. So I double into my Giratina Origin as he does go right into the Mega Venusaur. And so now I just pick him off with a Shadow Ball. I didn't want to sub or anything yet. Just wanted to see what his initial reaction was, and he decided to stay in. We picked it off with a Shadow Ball, so Mega Venusaur is gone. So that's actually fantastic for us. Now he's going to go Mimikyu, and this is like one of the big threats that we have to get rid of somehow. I'm going to go into a Alolan Muck. I know that I can take a Play Rough. I can break his Disguise with a Poison Jab and I guess get some damage off with the Shadow Sneak. However, we dodge a Play Rough, and we got a nice Poison Jab, Poison with the Poison Touch as well. So that kind of makes up a little bit for that miss on Raikou, even though we would have been in a little bit of a better position if Raikou was still alive. But that's great because now we don't get knocked out by Play Rough due to the fact that he missed the first one. Get a Poison Jab off and pick him off with the Shadow Sneak to knock it out, and that is a gone Mimikyu. So that's great for us. He's gonna go Buzzwole here, and I'm not gonna want to give him the Beast Boost. I want to switch out a Muck. I go here into Diancie, predicting him to predict me to know that he's gonna go for Earthquake. So he actually goes for Leech Life, predicting probably another switch in, and that's pretty good on our part because we do force him out, and we are able to get off the Mega Evolution here. He goes into Celesteela. I didn't know what his initial reaction was going to be. I guess it was kind of obvious he was going to go Celesteela, but I just decided to fire off a Moonblast either way, and does a little bit of damage, so that's not too bad. He's going to get a special attack drop, which doesn't matter because I'm pretty sure he's just a bulky heavy slam set. Gonna go here into my Empoleon as he actually makes a good play and Leech Seeds my Mega Diancie knowing that I'd switch out. So pretty good on his part. He gets to heal himself back pretty much, I guess back to full almost with a little sliver. Now he's gonna switch out here actually into Buzzwole as I opt to get up my Stealth Rocks. I figured, you know, he's gonna be switching around a bunch, might as well punish him every turn. Get up my rocks. I think that's gonna be pretty nice for the rest of the game. He goes back, so he goes into Buzzwole, right? I'm actually going to switch out this time into Giratina. He saw that I was going to go Diancie the first time, so I figured now he would go for Earthquake, and he actually does. I'm going to double switch here into Mega Diancie to try to bring that in, predicting him not to be locked in, or just kind of scouting for it at least, and he's not locked in. So he goes for the Ice Punch, gets a crit on the Ice Punch, so my Mega Diancie is super, super weak. But I'm going to make a triple switch now. I doubled into Mega Diancie, triple out, back into Giratina Origin, as he switches out into Celesteela. And I got into the perfect position. I positioned myself properly in this scenario. And now guess what we're going to do, right? We're going to go right for the sub. You already know this is a sub CM Giratina Origin. And he goes for the Toxic, does not go through my sub, of course. And we're in a fantastic position because I'm going to go right here for the Calm Mind. Get my special attack and special defense up a bit. As you can see right now, he's going to go for the Heavy Slam here, right? And this Heavy Slam is not going to break my sub. As you already know, you may think you're a heavy gear. You may think you're heavy Celesteela, but guess what? Giratina Origin is also kind of heavy too. So I'm gonna go here for the Calm Mind as he and as you can see, he goes right for the Heavy Slam again, thinking that he might break this sub this time. But guess what? Substitute does not break after 2 Heavy Slams because Giratina Origin is one heavy Pokemon. So I can just go for the Shadow Ball here. I don't want to really get greedy with the Calm Minds. Want to chip this thing down, and the 3rd Heavy Slam is going to be able to break my Substitute. So that's fine, I think, because I can go ahead and get up a fresh sub right now. And I think due to the fact that we weaken Celesteela, that's fantastic for a Pokemon such as Mega Diancie, which is only switch in is that Celesteela. So yeah, now we're just going to get behind the sub here as he Heavy Slams again, does not break the sub. And we can go ahead and knock out the Celesteela. That Pokemon is gone. We're at +2 with special attack, special defense behind the sub. He brings in the Zygarde here, so I'm like, okay, not too bad. But he, of course, reveals to be the Zoroark in disguise of the Zygarde. I go for the Dragon Pulse. There's no way this thing is going to live that at +2. Zoroark reveals itself that it was indeed that Zygarde the whole time. Gets knocked out. And now he brings in his real Zygarde. He brings in the end. And you already know it might as well be the end here. But he actually is faster and knocks out my Giratina Origin. Locks himself into Outrage as I go right here into my Mega Diancie. 8% Mega Diancie, clutch the survival after the crit, and we can go right here for the Moonblast, knock out this the Zygarde, as it is of course locked into Outrage and cannot switch. Last Pokemon is going to be that Buzzwole, and we're going to go ahead here and fire off the Moonblast. Can it live? Of course it cannot live because it is Buzzwole. That is going to be GG. It is Emvee. So really fun game overall. I'm super satisfied. I'm super satisfied with this outcome just because of how, like, I guess we kind of struggled. We were definitely struggling with our previous team, with Ho-Oh, like, I guess before the changes we made. But we were able to snag a win despite the hacks that we had last week. And now, like, even though we were kind of getting a little bit hacks with the Raikou and stuff, I guess Mimikyu sort of made up for it, but then Mega Dancey got crit. Thankfully, it lived, of course. But yeah, like, we still came through in this match. A more sort of dominant win in terms of the scoring, and I think I'm feeling a bit more comfortable with the squad that we have now, just because of the fact that they're just Pokemon that are not like super weak to rocks, not 50% weak like Ho-Oh like I had last time. But yeah, I definitely am glad with the changes we made, and I think, you know, I think the team is gonna go somewhere. I think it's a little bit promising, so that's nice. But of course, great game to Nexus. Of course, be sure to check him out. He's a great friend of mine, and definitely played a fun game in this one for sure. I really do think the most pivotal moment of this match was the triple switch back into Giratina Origin, predicting the Celesteela, so we could get off the fresh sub and then pressure him so much. And I think after that, it went downhill for him during that moment, because we literally switched into Giratina on the Earthquake of Buzzwole, back into Dancey on the Ice Punch, back into Giratina Origin on the switch into Celesteela. That was pretty fun. I definitely enjoyed that moment a lot in this match, and just getting to see Giratina do something besides like getting hacked was nice for sure. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this one as much as I did. And yeah, so currently now I think we've basically broken even in our score, made up for the first 2 hacks losses and gotten those 2 wins for us to actually now have a positive differential, I think. So so yeah, let's continue our win streak, hopefully try to make playoffs this season, and hopefully we'll see if we can win the whole thing. But yeah, moving on to next week for the next one, and I'll see you guys then. Peace.